23 teams reporting to training camp in full today. Vets and rookies, and everyone thinks they're going to win the Super Bowl. Who will? You know who might have an idea? Brian Hoyer. Hoyer the Destroyer on the show. He's never been on the show, making his debut, 15-year NFL vet. What does he think of Aaron Rodgers? Can he do it at the age of 40 wearing an Egyptian cat T-shirt thing going to camp? Aaron has some of the wildest, weirdest first day of school outfits of all time. Somebody needs to help him out if he makes it to year 41. CJ2K, Titans legend Chris Johnson on the program. Niners standout corner, Deommodore Lenoir on the show. Is there a better name than Deommodore Lenoir in the NFL? Matthew Hamilton. We have Brian Hoyer on the show. We're not going to take a lot of time in this A block. Deommodore Lenoir, beat that name. Who you got? Bo Nix is in the ranks for me.
That's a tough one on the spot.
Who else?
I don't know. It's hard to beat.
I mean,
Deommodore Lenoir and Charvarius Ward in the same secondary. It's and Talanoa Hufanga.
It's pretty good. But do any of them have a nickname like Hoyer the Destroyer? They, in fact, do not.
They do not.
We were tweeting back and forth with Tron Armstead yesterday, and I just decided we're going to throw an audible in this whole thing. We got to get to Miami, baby. And now we got jokers back here at the control room telling me we might have to give up the Bengals to go to Miami, and that's on you. I told everyone, that's on you. That's on you.
I don't understand how that's on me, but you know, you want to go everywhere. We can't go to all 32 teams, guy.
What is this outfit? What is this? I mean, the flip-flops I'm used to. We should have done a retrospective here. I can tell you, I can literally paint the picture for you, Hamilton, of what he's worn in the past. He did those stupid wrestling glasses with the Office shirt that one time. Then most recently, I believe it was the Con Air. Was that the first year in New York? The Con Air look, hated it. Love Con Air.
I think that was still with Green Bay, but yeah.
Oh, Cyrus the Virus, love. All respect to Con Air, excellent film. Monica Potter, brilliant, beautiful in that movie. Landing on the Vegas Strip, it was incredible cinema. What was the other one that he had? Another one. It wasn't the Lebowski sweater. That was at a podium. But Aaron's first day of school, like. And you know he plots it out. Everything has like a Taylor Swift, like a hidden egg meaning to it.
Oh, he had the Lebowski one too, right?
No, he didn't have a Lebowski one. There was an Office one. He's a graphic T-shirt fan. He is. Yeah. Which
I thought he wore the dude sweater.
Is a red flag.
Did he not?
No, the dude sweater was never to a training camp. It was to a podium. Okay. Then he wore a Star Wars sweater when he was at Disneyland with his fiance. And then he's a graphic T-shirt liking guy. This one, I would imagine, is I don't want to get it wrong. How would we term this? What are the streets saying? It's like he was in Egypt, of course. Is it a nod to that? It seems like it.
You're the
cat guy. What's your read?
The smirk on his face, too, I think, says everything. I mean, everybody made such a big deal about that trip to Egypt.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like he's having a little fun with it.
All right, I just said stop dilly-dallying. We got Brian Hoyer on the program. I wonder what he thinks, not only about the outfits, but about Aaron Rodgers in his 20th season, and congrats to him. We love Aaron Rodgers here on the show. We also love the Bengals. We are visiting the Bengals. We're going to make it there, hell or high water, okay? I want that Grater's raspberry ice cream. They're one of 23 teams kicking it off today. Everyone is expected to be there, including our friend we saw a couple weeks ago down in Texas, Jamar Chase. He's looking for a new deal. Bengals owner Mike Brown spoke yesterday about the Chase situation. He was pretty candid. Take a listen.
He's a key player. Next to Joe, he's our next one. And he knows it. We know it. This may take a while. We are going to bend over backwards to get it done. I can't tell you when, no.
All right, so a few things here. For starters, zero doubt about how much this team values Jamar Chase. Mike Brown didn't need to say that. He could have played things close to the vest. It's a negotiation. Why let things out? Whatever. I loved hearing that. If you're Jamar, if you're a Bengals fan, you love hearing that too. This is why they're not paying T, okay? It stinks. T. Higgins deserves to be paid, but you can't pay everyone, and it's part of the downside that comes with drafting as well as the Bengals have. It's rich people problems, okay? That's what it is. It's an embarrassment of riches situation. It has to sting, though, and add like I was imagining if I'm T and I'm hearing Mike Brown say this, that's got to hurt a little. That's a little wound. That's a little salt. But I will give the Bengals credit for being candid and transparent as an organization in terms of this right now. And number 3, the pressure is kind of there now to get something done. The sooner the better. This might take a while. That's okay, Mike. Okay. Time is money. Life is precious. I appreciate the transparency. The deal has to get done given the choices they've made up to this point. The sooner the better. My hope is that he's underselling a little bit, which he should, with the timeline, and it gives the Bengals some extra buffer time to wrap things up so there's no lingering drama. Overall, Mike Brown's message makes me very confident that Ja'Marr Chase is going to be in Cincinnati eating that Grater's ice cream for a long time. And that's what you want. You want the focus right now from this day forward to be about just the football, because as we talked about all offseason, that window is windowing and it's time to go. Speaking of windows and small ones at that, how about the Jets? They reported to camp. You saw Aaron Rodgers walking in. He's not in Egypt. He's back. He's got a smirk. He's doing all of these things, which is amazing, and we absolutely love to see it. While Aaron is in the building, we got news this morning on our first official holdout of training camp this season. You don't love to see this rap sheet saying that Hassan Reddick is holding out of camp and he's not going to report until he gets a new contract. So he's not in the building. So they got him from the Eagles on April 1st, I believe. Philly wasn't able to work anything out with him. It's weird because Howie Roseman likes to work magic and get it done. But I don't know, lack of movement over the past 4 months. Little weird because Reddick has said, I want a contract before the trade. Before. And even more so, Hassan wasn't at OTAs. He was not at minicamp with his new team. This is the team that wants to win the Super Bowl. They want to go all in. I'm trying to hawk out these Can you even say hawk now without the hawk to a girl? You can't even freaking say it. My head went right there. I'm trying to dish out and turn and spin these Devontae Adams to Jets rumors. It makes it harder to do with Hassan Reddick not showing up because this would be a Super Bowl bona fide bound team. I think it would be a mistake to not get this done. I'd love to see the Jets figure it out and get a contract. That's obvious because him especially, could he not be the difference maker to make this team super contenders? Take a look at this. Hammy whipped this up. Hassan was that force for Philly's defense, their Super Bowl run, right? He ranks 4th in the NFL in sacks since 2020. This Jets defense was already good last year, very good last year. They didn't have a top-tier pass rusher like this. It's why they got him. So this addition could be, and I'm not mincing words here, this could be like the Tyrann Mathieu 2019 Chiefs ad. Think about that. Think about what the Rams did in 2021 when they said, we need one more. They went and got Von Miller. None of it matters if Hassan Reddick isn't present. They made the right move. They got to get him in there. Hopefully Joe Douglas, somewhere at a mahogany desk, leather-bound books, all sorts of things, facts, figures, abacuses, get it done, because if this Jets team is healthy, they all got to go in that same direction with Hassan Reddick in tow. Okay, I'm very excited we love a quarterback on the show, 15-year NFL vet, Super Bowl champ Brian Hoyer, one of the best nicknames in the business. Let's talk about it. What's Aaron got at age 40? Brian, we'll talk about it after this. I have too many things I want to talk to him about, truly. Hammy, that was quite a dilly-dally. I very much apologize. Still eight minutes.
All good.
8 minutes in.
Yeah, not bad. But yeah, the rumors coming out about, I don't know how valid they are, but there's rumors that this morning with the Reddick stuff that the Jets might even trade him again, which, to your point, would be a big mistake.
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry. I was listening. I was thinking about Aaron Rodgers.
There's rumors
I was thinking about the outfit that I'm missing from Aaron Rodgers showing up to school.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry. There's rumors that who?
That the Jets might trade Hassan Reddick again because of this holdout, which, to your point, I think would be a big mistake.
Their defense will still be very good.
Yeah. But
he's that piece. I don't know, man. The Chiefs are going to win it again. That's all what are we doing here? Why are we having a season? It's all fun and games. I love my Bengals helmet. I want to go to Cincy. Training camp truly is I think my favorite time of the year. It's changed. Free agency is always kind of fun, but as far as it's just full optimism. It's better than the draft for me. The draft is a little like, I have a lot of thoughts about the draft. It's training camp that's my favorite. First day of school, even if you hate school, first day of school is fun, you know?
Yeah, no, that's true. And I don't know. I think going to those camps last year too gave me a new appreciation for it, because you really get to seeing how excited the fans are too. Like everybody's all in. It's a time when you can have like the ultimate hope still. There's nothing soul crushing has happened yet to these fan bases. So it's
Except
great.
those Mahomes to Xavier Worthy highlights. Those are pretty soul crushing if I were to say. I want to go to Germany.
Okay.
Let's let the world know right now. We were so in on going to Brazil with training camp being as ambitious as it is, and there's a lot going on. I think we're going to not go to Brazil, and we're going to try to go to Munich for, is it Panthers?
Giants.
Panthers, Giants.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
That would be.
Kay and
I'm in.
Daniel Jones, do Munich.
Or Kay and Drew Lock. Who knows at that point?
Listen, Missouri. Okay, cool. Cool. Definitely text me, Hams. Let's do it. On the plane back from Detroit from Calvin Johnson's golf thing. Oh, my next guest is a Super Bowl champion who spent 15 seasons in the NFL. Patriots, Cardinals, the Browns, Texans, Bears, Niners. Who am I missing?
There was a short stint with Pittsburgh.
A short stint, a little, you dilly-dally to it? Okay, okay. How about, no, there's more. What am I missing?
Patriots,
Colts?
back to the Patriots, and then Colts, and then Raiders. I lose count too. Don't worry, Kay.
I forgot Raiders. Well, you're the perfect person to talk to. Brian Hoyer, welcome to the show. Thank you so much. It's 23 teams reporting in full today. You know, I'm not used to an NFL training camp that is sans Brian Hoyer. How are you feeling right now?
It's good. You know, I'm training my son for his first training camp of tackle football. So, you know, for me, staying in shape, doing that, throwing with him and teaching him all the ins and outs of playing quarterback for the first time for him, and just spending time with family that I usually don't get. You know, usually these last few weeks leading up to training camp is you try to squeeze family time in, but in the back of your mind, it's like, I got to weigh in. I got to do a conditioning test. I got training camp. What's the first few days of the playbook going to be? So for me to not have that, you know, stress, so to speak, has been great. And to get to, you know, spend more time with the family has been awesome.
Yeah, you heard Hamilton and I being like, we love training camp. Everybody's optimistic. It's so great. It's like a fun party. And you're probably like, training camp sucks.
It used to. I mean, the way the rules are now, it's gotten a lot easier. You know, you have in a lot of time, the clock starts, you got 11 hours. You know, when I first started, we had 2 days, and that was with Bill Belichick. So you can imagine, you know, 2 days in 2009 with Bill. It was a lot different than last year, my last training camp in Vegas, where it was easy breezy. And though it was hot, we had this cool room. It's like walking into a giant freezer. I mean, they take care of the players, you know, so greatly these days that, you know, training camp from when I started 15 years ago to now has become a lot easier.
We are, I believe, I mean, it's changing every 5 seconds. I believe we are starting a really ambitious training camp tour in New England.
Oh, great. Maybe I'll see you there.
Yes, I will be there. I believe we'll be there on next Monday. When will we be? How about you?
I think I'm going to be there on Sunday, but I might be able to drive back down.
Yes, I will. Okay, that would be amazing. Oh my gosh, you'll be like my pass to like get through to everywhere. In your last stint with New England, you were backing up Mac Jones, I believe, under Bill Belichick. What was it? What didn't? So many opinions. What didn't work? Was it developmentally? And if you're Gerard Mayo, who we know and love, what do you know that you need to change to get it right with Drake May?
Well, I think a lot of things. I think one, it was a blessing and a curse for Mac to have Josh McDaniels as the offense coordinator as a rookie, because he learned so much. I mean, Josh didn't treat Mac like a rookie, and Mac really handled it really well. But in the curse side of it, he learned a lot. And I think the next year when we brought some people in who maybe were learning how to coach an offense, how to build an offense, you know, he was very skeptical. And I think that kind of started to snowball, you know, not trusting the system the plays, everything like that. And then obviously I wasn't here last year, but you could see it was just kind of a total collapse, which, was really sad for me to see, being Mac's kind of quote unquote mentor his rookie year, and saw what he was capable of. And so it's probably best for him to get a new start down in Jacksonville, where he comes from. So I know he's excited about that. And I think with Drake May up here, you have a great veteran in Jacoby Brissett, who's in line to be the starting quarterback. Let Drake learn from a great veteran like Jacoby, and take it one day at a time. And if he progresses, then you keep moving on. And if he doesn't, then you kind of keep working through that. So I think, for them, and they've said it, multiple times, is take their time and don't force him into anything that he's not ready to do.
Yeah, I was talking to Patrick Chung, hopped on the other day, and he was saying that there's no better situation for a young Drake May than to have Jacoby Brissett, veteran, great energy, selfless guy, in that quarterback room with him, unless he had you in the quarterback room with him. Tell me this, a team, let's close our eyes, a team calls. Which team could pull Brian Hoyer into the quarterback room at this point?
Oh man, I think it would have to be somewhere my wife would want to live. So I know she's fond of LA. LA would be a hot place to go. Miami, those would be two places. go for the weather. And obviously two really good towns and two teams that are really on the rise. Really three teams if you look at the Chargers now with Coach Harbaugh. Yeah.
So are you buying? I'm trying to get to Chargers camp, because I've had people come on my show, Dante Whitner, everyone. You watch them walk to the AFC, watch them beat the Chiefs, with that as a change. So when you look at the complexion of teams, even the places that you would find attractive, what is it about Jim Harbaugh that perks your eyebrows?
Look, as hard as it for me to say as a Michigan State guy complimenting a Michigan guy, but he's done a tremendous job everywhere he's ever been. And I think the one thing that he'll bring to the Chargers that they really haven't had is the toughness, a mentality, run the football. I mean, poor Justin Herbert, who I think is one of the top young quarterbacks in the game, he's just sitting back there and dropping back and throwing play after play after play. And so I think Coach Harbaugh brings in a mentality where they're going to run the ball. And to complement that with Justin Herbert's pass game, I think is a huge improvement, so to speak, as over kind of trying to outsmart people or try to out finesse people. And Coach Harbaugh's proven that at every stop that he's made.
Jim, get Hoyer on the line. First of all, your wife deserves it, because we need to just give your wife, I'm looking at the list of teams again, and she just was amazing and supported you through all of those boxes and traveling to live out your dream.
She really was.
Let's get her butt to LA. I love this idea. I believe that quarterback room is Easton Stick, and I don't know who else. Oh, Max Duggan. I think. Okay. I think that this is a quarterback room that could use the veteran presence out there.
If he's willing to accept a Spartan, we could see how it works out.
Sparty on, they don't care. It's so interesting, because when Greg Roman came on board, I was like, I don't like this. I didn't. I was not I want Justin to uncork it. I don't want, we were going to run the ball. We're going to run the ball here. And now I'm sort of understanding more what it's going to look like and how that run game will help get the best, obviously, out of Justin.
Yeah, I think, having played quarterback in the NFL for 15 years, you don't realize as a fan, but you realize as a player how much a good run game really helps a quarterback, because it just takes some of that pressure off and it opens up some of those play action passes. And so, the worst thing you can do as a quarterback is drop back out of the shotgun 50 times. With the way that these pass rushers rush the passer, in this era of the NFL, you don't want to do that. So give him a break, give him some runs, give him some play action passes, get him on the move. And I think that's what Coach Harbaugh and Coach Roman have always kind of shown. And I think, we already know that he can drop back and pass. So let's add those compliments to his game and see where it gets him.
Last season, you backed up Jimmy G with the Raiders. So we're watching Netflix receiver, #1 show globally, unbelievable thing for the NFL, for Patrick Mahomes' production company, for Netflix, of course, for Jamie Horowitz in Omaha, all of that. But everyone's talking about Davante Adams. And he basically he told the Raiders they'd have to bench Jimmy G if they wanted to keep him happy, if they wanted to keep him around. What do you remember about that moment in time for the Raiders last season?
Yeah, look, there was a lot of chaos. I think, there was a lot of expectations going in. And when you look at Davante, who's one of the greatest receivers that I've ever played with, he played with Aaron Rodgers for his whole career. And then he came to Vegas and played with Derek Carr, who was his college roommate. So, for the first time in however many years, he was playing with a quarterback that wasn't Derek and that wasn't Aaron. And I think, it didn't get off to a great start. And then there was obviously Coach McDaniels was fired, and they made the switch to Aiden, and Aiden did a tremendous job. So it was a lot of turmoil. I think things kind of settled down, but as we see here now, they have a quarterback competition. So Devontae is going to have to wait and see who his quarterback is again going into the season.
Who's his quarterback going into the season, in your opinion? You saw Aiden up close and personal.
I would go with Aiden. Look, like you said, I backed up and mentored Mac Jones as a rookie. Aiden O'Connell, for being thrown into the situation that he was thrown into. I remember sitting there at the end of the season, and he was kind of just shaking his head, and he thought, I never even thought I'd play one snap. With Jimmy being the starter, you being the backup, and so with what he was thrust into, the progress he made, and I think Gardner Minshew's a great quarterback, but I think Aiden did something in those 8 weeks where he earned the respect of a lot of those players, offensive and defensive players. So, I think you got to let him battle it out, but at some point you got to make a decision, and for me, with my personal connection to Aiden, I think until he proves he can't do it, I think you go with him.
That's a vote of confidence for Aiden O'Connell. I'm not calling you out, but you did not have that same reaction in talking about Mac Jones. So I'm going to ask you, is Mac Jones a starter in the NFL?
Yeah, I believe so. I think, and the way that I view Mac, the guy was a Pro Bowl player as a rookie. Things got off the rails. We talked about it. And I think for him to get a fresh start, and I know, like I said, being from Jacksonville, he's excited. Now he's got to be behind Trevor Lawrence. But as we've seen, many times, there's injuries in the NFL. So I think he just has to be ready. Something happens to Trevor, 3-4 good games, people will start saying, this is the Mac Jones we saw as a rookie. So it's all about opportunity for Mac at this point. And I think a fresh, clean slate really allows him to kind of become the player he was as a rookie again.
You're 38. Aaron Rodgers is 40. Coming off, you're talking about injuries. Injuries happen. Injuries happened in the first 4 snaps of the game Monday night, or the week 1 opener. I was there at MetLife watching it happen. Aaron shows up for his 20th NFL training camp, which is incredible and a feat in and of itself. What is the biggest challenge for Aaron Rodgers as he's trying to get to the Super Bowl and win another one?
I think just coming back from that Achilles. And I think he kind of proved that he was way, ahead of schedule. We saw him out there throwing early last year in the middle of the year, thinking he might be able to come back. And, with what they can do with surgeries these days, we've all seen the videos of them showing how they repaired his Achilles. I think as long as he stays on top of that, I think the Jets, I know you were mentioning off air that the Chiefs are going to win it again, but if Aaron stays healthy, they definitely have a great chance to challenge the Chiefs, not only because of Aaron and the talent they brought around him, but their defense is incredible. And having been on a team where Coach Saleh is a defensive coordinator, I know that he will always have them motivated and ready to go. So, for me, as watching as a fan last year, you see Aaron go down, and you're like, this is just not good for football. So hopefully he's back, he's recovered, and he's a guy that I've always admired watching. We'd sit there, Tom and I would sit there and break down, like, man, how is he throwing this football? It's almost like a tennis serve or like a volleyball serve. And he's just such a phenomenal thrower of the football that, you love to see when he's out there and the things that he can do. And really with the guys that they've, paired him up with out there in New York.
I'm a big Saleh fan. Got to sit with him last year. I think he's dealt with a lot of adversity. I like hearing you give him a vote of confidence. You're somebody who knows him, somebody who shared time with him. And I feel like there's a lot of, I don't even know if it's negativity, but there's a lot of questions like, is he the one? Can he do it? I think a bunch of people would answer the question of what's the biggest challenge, and they'd say, is Saleh the guy? And there's questions about lots of coaches in the NFL like that. Why is Saleh the guy, outside of being a motivator of men, like you just said?
Well, I think just the passion that he brings. I remember those practices in San Francisco when he was the defensive coordinator. We were going at it back and forth, back and forth. And the passion that he brought to practice every day, the intensity was awesome. And I think players in this era, in this day and age, that's what they gravitate towards. And really, if you look at his career in New York, there really hasn't been an established quarterback. And I think, obviously, that's what everyone wanted to see last year with Aaron. Unfortunately, he goes down on the first drive of the game. So, you could really kind of say that was a wash of a year. And I know people don't like to look at it that way. But the reality is, let's see if Aaron stays healthy and that team plays a full season with him at the quarterback. I think Saleh, we talk about, possibly being one of the top coaches in the NFL, because if you look at the defense that they've executed the past few years, it's always been a top defense. It's kind of just the offense been lagging behind.
They got to get it going with Hassan Reddick. Got to get him. I think he is that piece that they need to sort of put them over the top. Or is there another piece that's needed? Obviously, there's a lot of rumors. Aaron Rodgers, gets his way. He wants this guy, this guy. Do you think they have enough pieces around Aaron? You said, I don't put words in your mouth. You're basically saying the Jets are the contender to the Chiefs. They're the team you would pick to say we can take them out.
I think them with Aaron staying healthy, and I think, a sleeper team, the more I've been doing some of this media stuff, you watch, and I think you look at the Houston Texans and what they've done and what C.J. Stroud did as a rookie last year, I think that's a sleeper. I mean, if he continues to progress on his track, I mean, they add Stephon Diggs, they have a good defense, you have a really good young coach who was under Coach Saleh, D'Amico Ryans, who comes from San Francisco. I saw Nick Caserio at Tom Brady's Hall of Fame introduction here in New England, and I said, "Man, Nick, you're just killing it. Pick after pick, he's killing it." And it's always so good for me to see a guy he was the first guy that I ever met with the Patriots when I was coming out of the NFL. So to see him now as a GM, and last year, he drafts the offensive rookie of the year, the defensive the rookie year in the same draft, and the success that they had, I really, really like. C.J. Stroud and how he played last year. And I think if he takes another step, this is an opportunity. It just takes one game. If he has a great game and they shut down Mahomes in the playoffs, you're one game away from going to the Super Bowl.
I love that I don't know that there was a more exciting booking for me in the last year than when they said Nick Caserio will come on and talk to you. Because I worked in New England, and it was just this looming sort of like, he never was in the public eye. He was like, down in a basement somewhere at Patriot Place, like, with numbers and figures and graphs and stuff like that. So to see him get recognition, seeing him work so well with the head coach, the sleeper Super Bowl team for Brian Hoyer is the Texans. We love to see it. Yeah. Niners, let's get into it. Ayuk trade, request, contract situation, still lingering. How important is it for the Niners as a 15-year NFL vet at the quarterback spot? How important is it for them to get Brandon Ayuk's deal done for a Lombardi bid?
I think it's important. I know everyone talks about Deebo, and he's a phenomenal player, but I think Ayuk really complements what Deebo does. And in that system, having played in that system, I guess you would call what they call a prototypical X receiver is what Ayuk really plays, because they use Deebo in a lot of different ways, but Ayuk is a really true receiver. My question is it too far gone? Are they better off trading him and getting something for him? I mean, when a guy's going out there on social media all the time saying how unhappy he is and he wants to get out of there, is a deal, whether it be the right amount of money, is that really going to fix things, or do you need to move on from him at some point and then try to figure out, a different option at that X position?
That's sort of wild. I don't want them to I guess if they trade him to the Jets, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would help Aaron, that's for sure.
Or Devontae Adams from the Raiders, all the former teams that you played for.
And T. Higgins, too, right? T. Higgins, another guy who's up in the air. Really, we talked about the Chargers. They need another big-time receiver, too. So, they lose Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. Are they going to do something? Are they go after Ayuk or Devontae or T. Higgins? Who knows?
I would lose my effing mind, Brian, if that happened. That would be crazy. I got to tell you that you're pretty good at this media stuff. Do you know that?
I like doing it. I love talking about football. I love football. I get to come on shows with people like you and a lot of people who are passionate about it. And you just get caught up. There's so much to talk about. And like you said, it's training camp. It's an exciting time of year. Everybody's 0-0. So everybody has a chance right now.
I wanted to talk to you about the I want to get this right, mspca.org, the foundation that you're a part of. It's the Angel Foundation in Massachusetts. You've been involved for a really long time. I know they do some amazing work. Will you tell me about it?
Yeah, so when NFL started My Cause, My Cleats, it was like something that was near and dear to our hearts. We've always, looked at, and here's a picture, we went to visit this poor boxer. We have 2 boxers. Now we have 4 boxers. After that visit, we adopted a mom and her puppy. And so right now I have in my room with me my 2 boys that are laying on the couch. We kind of have to keep them separated from the mom and her puppy right now until they get their vaccines. But it's something for us. I always look at animals as, they're just these helpless things, but they bring us so much joy and so much love. And to see people, that could be cruel to them in any way. The MSPCA does a great job at, they took in 60 boxers from this breeder who, was just overwhelmed, and it was a hoarding situation, and they're fostering them out, and we were going to foster, but now I think we're foster failures, and the mom and puppy will be staying with us. So
Well, that's amazing of you. And then they'll be staying with you in Los Angeles, where you'll get to come visit me in studio when you're in that quarterback room with your lovely family. MSPCA.org. I will walk those dogs for you while you're at practice with Justin Herbert. I'm manifesting that for you, but that doesn't mean you can just not come on the show again, right? Once you get that gig?
Deal. Yeah, no problem.
All right, maybe I'll see you in New England next week.
All right, yeah, sounds good.
That would be awesome. Brian Hoyer, kind enough to stop by and just give us all that wisdom. Loved hearing it. Chris Johnson, friend of the program, on right after this. Hey, Chris, last time I saw you was London and you hadn't slept in like 70 hours. Let's do this next.
Right.
Okay. Sounds great. Yeah. Where does he live out there? What is it? Oh, really? Where does he live? I didn't think that he was up there. The second that he mentioned his wife and then that list of teams, I was like, what a ride or die. That's freaking awesome. I could see him in that quarterback room, Hamilton.
Yeah, they don't have that veteran presence there, so it would make a lot of sense.
I was very frazzled. I forgot he said another city that he'd call in. What was the other place he said?
Miami.
Yeah, it's
Miami.
That's not bad either.
Yeah.
Gets to throw to those weapons, why not?
Yeah. I mean, talking about Niners with him and looking at, he was there for that first year of Shanahan, and it was just, I bet he would have killed for Debo or Ayuk on those teams.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, maybe
his Texans. I mean, we could make a compilation of the amount of times I've said the Texans are going to march to the Super Bowl this year,
Yeah.
That would be, I don't even know if it's like a sleeper pick anymore. Do you think it is? Look at the odds.
Yeah, they're rising up there. By the way, the Chiefs just posted a 60-yard touchdown pass from Mahomes to Hollywood Brown just now. So
I don't know why we do this.
Yeah.
Okay, excited about this. The script says one of the fastest running backs in NFL history. Chris Johnson, do you want to call out my producer who wrote one of the fastest NFL running backs in history? Go on.
That's crazy. I'm the fastest player in NFL history, period. So just one of the fastest running backs. That's crazy.
It's disrespectful. You're also a three-time Pro Bowler, game changer, one of the most exciting NFL players these eyes have gotten to watch in the history of the NFL. And congratulations on the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame.
Thank you. It was a nice gesture for the state of Tennessee, and I just left from up there. It was a dope event, and I enjoyed it.
I mean, you grew up in Orlando. You played college ball at East Carolina. You spent those 6 incredible, unforgettable years as a Titan. What did this mean to you to be honored by a state you're not even from?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like when I first heard of it, I didn't know too much about it. And then like doing my research and figuring out, I was like, yeah, I'm not even from Tennessee. I went to play 6 seasons there. I'm from Florida. So to be amongst the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame with all these different athletes and all these different sports, it just feels amazing.
There was a 10-year period, my friend, where people made insane picks trying to draft the fastest 40-time players in hopes of finding a Chris Johnson. You single-handedly changed the complexion of how GMs do their job and who they bring in. How many GMs do you think you got fired for trying to operate that way and thinking they could just find you?
Probably a whole lot, because you look at the top, probably, I guess, the top 10 40-yard dash list, and you look at the guys on there, it's a lot of guys on there that went to the league and got drafted pretty high and didn't do much. I think the difference is, like, when you're looking at these guys, yes, a very fast guy is a great tool to have, but you got to make sure that his tape line up with his speed. You got to make sure he's doing the right things. You got to make sure he's running. Whatever his position is, he got to be a football player first, and then the speed comes second.
It's good advice for these GMs and these coaches out there. What is this LSU shirt all about? Why are we? What is this?
Well, I got twin boys. They went to an LSU camp like 2 years ago or whatever, and then like they just gave us a bunch of shirts and shorts and stuff like that. So, you know, I still wear it sometimes when I go work out.
I thought maybe you were giving me a message that you're joining Brian Kelly's squad down there or something.
Oh, no, not right now.
Okay, let's talk about the Titans. You're I don't even know what you are, like hallowed. You're like it's more than a celebrity. You're a legend in Tennessee, and your Titans team looks a little different than when I ran into you in London. We were screaming, "Give Derrick Henry the ball!" We were screaming in that stadium. What do you make of them getting rid of Derrick Henry, parting ways? And how do you fill that hole? How do you do it?
I just think it's a business move. It's a business move. At the end of the day, they knew that, you know, they was going to get rid of Mike Vrabel. They knew they was changing this offense into a passing offense and not a running offense, and it didn't fit their running style or his game as a player. So I think it worked out for both sides. Him going to Baltimore, where he's in more of a running offense, him and Lamar Jackson, and, you know, Tennessee Titans changed their offense around, getting all these playmakers at receiver and the quarterback that's going to be able to throw the ball all over the field. So I think it worked out for both sides. Are
the Titans closer to success this year than they were last year with all these changes, or further away?
I would think they're closer, but not as far as saying they're close because they got rid of Derrick Henry. I just feel like the defense is going to be better. I feel like they got a lot more playmakers around this young quarterback. And I think they're going to make some moves. I think they're going to do some things this year.
Yeah, let's talk about the Chiefs, because I feel like it's a joke. We do this whole season, but the Chiefs, they're just going to win it at the end. We're already seeing, I mean, camp just freaking started, Chris, and we're already seeing these Mahomes to Worthy. There's a new one today, Mahomes to Hollywood Brown, all of this. When you watch Xavier Worthy, who ran a 4.21 in February, where does your head go?
Oh, man. When I seen him run that 40 and then I looked at some of his tape, he really did some real good things at Texas. I think he's going to be a good piece for Patrick Mahomes. Like, I think he's going to do good over there. And then, you know, like these last couple of years, Patrick Mahomes, he either been there or he have won it. So he's going to get the hype all the time until somebody just throw him.
Are you faster than him?
Who? Pat Mahomes?
Worthy.
Not right now.
But back in the, I mean, there's no world where he was faster than you, NFL history-wise, even though the numbers might speak.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say he's faster than me. I ran a 4.18 in college, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a question, you know, is his record legit, you know, 4.21. 4.21's pretty fast.
No, honestly, I think his record is legit. I seen some of his highlights, and I seen him running, and I think his record is legit.
Who are you excited to watch outside of Worthy? Give me, like, Chris Johnson's players that he's excited to check out this season.
I'm really excited to see what Devontae Adams do this year. I always like Tyreek Hill. I like to see what he do down there in that Miami offense. And also on Jahmyr Gibbs to see how he follow up last year. I'm excited to see what he do this year.
Do you think he'll stay a Raider the whole season?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I love that. Well, Chris, what else can you tell me? What else you got going on?
Not really. I just down here in Orlando got Airbnbs down here by Disney where, a lot of people come in, stay a week, 2 weeks at a time, especially during the summer and things like that. So I got a few Airbnbs that's out by Disney. The link is in my bio and my Instagram, Chris Johnson 28. So if you ever down here in the area and looking for a nice place to stay, 7 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms.
Oh, I love that. You played in an era with some of the scariest linebackers and pass rushers in NFL history. What player or team did you see, as these guys are at training camp that's motivating them, that you're like looking at the schedule and circling it? Like, who is the player where you're like, damn, this is going to be a long 4 quarters for me?
I think anytime, not just one player, but anytime we played against Pittsburgh, we always knew it was gonna be a bloodbath. It was gonna be battle. You gotta come with your chin strap tight and your mouthpiece in, and especially going against Troy Polamalu, like that was always a great time for me, and it was always a great battle between us two.
I love it. I miss those days. My control room is, I'm getting texts saying, I can't believe he is admitting that somebody broke his record. I thought for the rest of time, I'm a little like heartbroken about that.
Yeah. No, I'm not that type of person. Like I feel like all records are meant to be broken, but the one that happened with John Ross, it just never sat well with me, and I don't think it's legit. But this one is definitely legit.
This one's legit, and maybe they'll win another Super Bowl. Do you have a Super Bowl bold prediction for me before we say bye?
Just hopefully the Titans get there and win it.
Hopefully, we got to get past those Texans. They look pretty good. Chris Johnson, we love visiting with you. Hopefully, we'll see you soon. Enjoy Orlando. If anybody needs a place to stay in Orlando, want a 7-bedroom, like throwing a 40th birthday party or something, hit up CJ2K, who we love and will always be the fastest player in my heart. We'll take a break right here, and we'll be back on Up and Adams. We have a lot more to get to on the show. Oh, what's up, Lenoir?
How you doing?
What up? What's up? Hamilton, I don't know that I love that he'd said that. So it wasn't the record, it was John Ross specifically that he was irked by.
Yeah, and the way.
Yeah.
I remember him saying, the way that they handled the whole thing.
But I want him to say he's faster than everybody all the time, forever.
I know. I think he did say in there, right? I have to go back. Like on the field, he's still faster, but he thinks the record's legit. So I still think he maintains that he'd be faster than him on the field in his prime.
We should look at that. I think we could jump cut those together. When I brought it up at the end and when he said it.
Yeah.
Like when I start saying I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Deommodore Lenoir, best still. Anybody have a better name? Lay off John Ross. Oh. I didn't bring up. John Ross was in the script, and I didn't say it. I didn't want to bring CJ that smoke. I knew where it was going to go.
Yeah, John Ross. Yeah, he's from Cali. You know, Cali speed different.
Cali speed is different. What does that mean?
Oh, we got the fastest.
We got the fastest. Okay. Have you seen these Xavier Worthy highlights?
Yeah, I watched them. I just found out, like, once he ran the 40 that he was from Fresno. I didn't know that.
I love that.
So
Cali speed, baby.
We got Ross and Worthy.
All right, Cali speed. Maybe that's the thing. We'll have to look at that. All right, we got a minute till we're back. We're going to have a lot of fun, okay?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I do remember when we talked to Worthy after the combine, he was talking about how, he grew up, kind of paying attention to the Niners and how that was a spot he would want to go. I don't know if you remember that.
No, I don't. I don't know. Like, does Tom Brady have Cali speed? Like, is there a couple like him? He looks like he's running with a baby, like he's a baby giraffe with a refrigerator. We've talked about that before. I don't know. Tom Brady sort of flies in the face of Cali speed, if you ask me, but that's okay. That's okay. San Mateo's finest. Okay. Brian Hoyer is going to be. What else is Brian Hoyer doing media-wise?
Good question.
He's very good.
Because he still hasn't officially retired, so I don't know that he's fully in the media world yet.
Oh yeah, he wanted to get that Chargers stuff right out there. All right. My next guest, he has only allowed just 3 touchdowns over the past 2 seasons for the reigning NFC champion 49ers. Cornerback Deommodore Lenoir. Is there anybody that has a better name than you? Let's start there.
Yeah, I don't think so. You know, I'm the only person with this name in the world.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's unique and it fits me like now.
Javarius Ward's pretty good too, though, right? Those are 2 great names at corner.
Yeah, just complement each other, you know.
Do you compliment each other? What's the relationship like? Is it more competitive? Is it iron sharpens iron? Like, take me into the dynamic between you and Ward back there.
We more like brothers. Like, we always trying to push each other, you know, to go the extra mile and be better. You know, of course, it always get competitive because, you know, we want the best for each other. So he make a play or I make a play, you know, we both trying to make a play. You know, so it's all just the mindset, you know, that we carry in the DB room.
You're incredible in coverage. You're also a little scary to have to see in the open field. Take me back to week 13. You're facing the Eagles. You drop your shoulder. You lay this clean hit on my boy DeAndre Swift. Talk me through this.
Oh, so previously on that drive, you know, they had ran the same play. They lined up in the same formation, but this play where I caught them, it was just they just switched the formation. So I kind of was looking in and reading my keys on that play, and then I seen the same formation. And I was like, this got to be the same play. And then that whole day we've been after Hurts, so he been running out the pocket, not really even reading downfield. I seen him watching the quarterback, and then that's when I took my shot.
I mean, you can be so physical out there. It's like, it's a lot to watch. What do you think you don't get enough love for at your position and how you play it? Really my heart. I feel like when you turn on the tape and you watch me and you watch other defenders, it's not the same mindset. And it's with flying colors. You can see that. That, and I feel like just because I play around a lot of stars, we have a lot of stars on this team, so I always get overlooked. So everything I do, it got to be the extra mile. I was talking to my producer, Matthew Hamilton, who's like, knows everything, and he's just like, he just doesn't get enough love. It doesn't make sense, and I think what you're saying makes sense. It's like Bobby Wagner didn't get enough love because, you know, those teams, because there were so many stars, but he ended up, you know, he's one of the greatest of all time. That I think is you. And I think your heart sort of stands out, which is amazing. And, you know, that game against the Eagles, that hit, though, that probably meant a little something extra, though, huh?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, you know, the year before we had lost in the NFC Championship, the same field at their stadium. And, you know, that was like a heartbreaker because I was having the best time of my career in the playoffs that year. And I felt like no other way would have been better than winning the Super Bowl that year. So when we lost that game and Brock get hurt, I was sad. Because I'm a person that I love to win. So if we winning, everything going good for me. So we lost that game. I went in there with a chip on my shoulder, and I was already having a good season. So that was just extra fuel to the fire.
You guys won that game by 23. The Eagles lost 5 of their last 6 after that hit that we just watched on DeAndre Swift. So it was beautiful. I mean, I think when I look at the Niners and I'm like, what's the big question here? It's just up here, can y'all forget about what's going on? How do you forget?
I mean, we forgot the NFC Championship and came back to the Super Bowl. So I mean, I feel like, you know, you put any battle in front of us and we willing to take the challenge.
How do you forget the Super Bowl? Or do you?
You know, you never kind of forget. It just always goes to the back of your head. But the type of team we have, our mindset is really just winning it all. So, you know, just our drive itself is just going to, you know, get us there and the hard work and just finishing. You
grew up in a huge family. 21 brothers and sisters. I want to know, whose job was it to change the batteries in the smoke detector?
Man, that was not nobody's job. My smoke detector still go off right now.
I'm hearing it.
Yeah.
Is that your smoke detector?
Yes. I didn't switch the batteries. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing it wrong.
Deommodore, were you sleeping with this going like? Well, I don't understand.
I didn't hit Swift so hard, I don't even hear it.
You're telling me you slept an entire night with that noise in the background? How many nights?
This has been going on since last season. It's been good luck, so I just let it go. Like I've been playing good so far the whole season. I just, you know, I'm kind of superstitious. Like,
are you joking?
I do the same thing. No, I'm serious.
Where are you right now? Like where?
Santa Clara.
You're in Santa Clara, and you're there often, and you're telling me that you haven't changed the battery in your smoke detector in over a year?
Yes.
And you don't even hear that?
Like, I don't even hear it no more.
And it's because you're superstitious.
Superstitious.
Deommodore, this is the crazy. I've done a lot of crazy things. I've heard a lot. This is the craziest thing I've ever heard. I literally want to scratch my skin off because I keep hearing this noise, and you don't even hear it.
Like for games, I listen to the same songs. I'm very suspicious.
What songs?
NBA, Youngboy, Bring 'Em Out, Blue Bucks Clan, Mind of a Maniac, and Lil Boosie.
You don't even hear that. I'm dead. I'm absolutely dead. Let's get back to your family here. How does that factor into how you approach the game? Coming from a big family, maybe you guys were competitive, whatever. How does being part of such a big family affect your game?
It definitely showed me tough love. You know, I feel like I'm like coach. Like some people are not coachable. So when anything is said to them, like they go in the tank. Like I'm different. You know, I came around a lot of brothers, so all the joking and all the, you know, the being like that asshole, and you know, like I'm kind of used to that. Mm-hmm. So it just really taught me tough love, and you know, don't take no shit from nobody.
Why do you call yourself the hyena? What do you see in the hyena that makes it be like your thing?
That I'm my heart. Like I'm not scared of nobody. I'll line it up with anybody. It's a physical game. You know, you test me, you gonna get hit, no matter the size, height, you know, the weight. You know, I'm just, you know, I play a physical game and I play football.
And you can get hyena gear, by the way, at officiallenoir.com and go check it out. But I don't know, I think of hyenas and I think you'd kill Mufasa. I don't like that.
Nah, I gave Mufasa a break.
You give Mufasa a break.
Everybody else, they on the menu.
Listen, the thing about having really good teams is that you can't pay everybody, right? You can't keep it together too long. There's windows and all that. You are entering the final year of your contract. You need enough to afford batteries for that smoke detector. How are the talks with the front office? What's going on?
I think it's been going good, you know, positive. I kind of try to not worry about it. You know, I'm just focused on playing football right now. You know, I'm just trying to win. You know, I want to win a Super Bowl, and hopefully everything else settle itself out.
When you saw the Brandon Ayuk trade request, knowing him, being in that building, how surprised were you? A lot, a little, not at all?
I was surprised. I was surprised just because I thought the deal would have been done by now. Just because, what he's done this past season, and I felt like he was unguardable last year. So just him coming back, and then with all the new additions, the pieces we added, I feel like, who's going to be able to really stop this team?
Charvarius Ward was actually on my show not long ago, and he said that he wants to pick off Aaron Rodgers. They have I think it's Monday Night Football Week 1. He wants that. What do you want? Who do you want to pick off? Who's on the list?
Patrick Mahomes for sure, and yeah, Aaron Rodgers also. I mean, he set me down my rookie year. I believe I was benched that game. I had a bad game versus the Packers at home my first year, and that kind of like was my rookie wall. So, to get some payback on him would be great.
Oh, so you two are going to fight over who gets to pick him off. I think Aaron Rodgers might have some struggles week 1.
It's a race to that first one for sure. We got a lot of headhunters, so we coming.
Listen, I think we're coming to Santa Clara for camp. The show's coming up there, and I'm going to come change your smoke detector.
Okay.
We gotta. I cannot let you live like this.
I really don't hear it. I don't hear it at all.
I'm concerned. I'm also concerned for your safety. Like, are you not worried? What if there's come on, no, not worried about it.
I doubt it'll be any fires in here.
That's good.
I doubt it'll be any fires.
I'm glad you have so much.
I don't cook either.
I'm glad you have so much confidence. What are you guys saying about Joe Burrow in my ear? I don't know what's going on. What's going on, Joe Burrow? What is this about? Oh my God. Your reaction. What?
Well, you went full blonde.
Go on.
All right, no comment.
He's got no comment. I have comments. I'm going to talk about that. We're going to start tomorrow's show with that. Good luck this year.
I ain't gonna lie, you look like Cody Rhodes.
Oh, yeah. There we go. A wrestler, they're telling me in my ear. I don't even know who that is. I just pretended to know who that is.
Yeah, it is a WWE wrestler.
Okay, they told me that in my ear. That's how my job works. Good luck. I know you got Sorensen there. You got some great new pieces. You guys got to just full steam ahead. Get to New Orleans. I mean, I'm wearing your color. Let's go.
Let's do it.
I'll see you in Santa Clara. You were the strangest person I've ever met with the best name I've ever met. Deommodore Lenoir. We will see you at camp.
Okay, appreciate you.
Bye, and we'll be back tomorrow, of course, right here on Up and Adams. I don't know who's on the show. Anybody want to tell me?